So hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a project manager. I am a music facilitator, and in my creative life, I am a musician. So I play lots of classical instruments, violin and piano, and then I also have a 20-year background drumming in rock and punk bands, etc. I'm going to say, like, in normal life, pre-lockdown, creatively, I'm quite a practical, hands-on musician. So I get my kind of creative joy from making music with other people. So be that like in a band or with friends or at work with young people and colleagues. So that's my main creative joy, is through making music, but also through making things like with my daughter. So creating like art. So I'm not an artist. I don't draw or paint, or I say that I can't draw, but I do lots of drawing and painting and crafting with my daughter. So she's brought me joy because I thoroughly enjoy trying to draw people and flowers and making things. Recently, the other day, we made beads out of old Play-Doh. So we've been thinking creatively, and as a way to use up those many pots of old Play-Doh, we made like swirly beads, and then we cut them out, put holes in them, and we're waiting for them to dry, and then we're going to make jewelry out of them for Christmas presents. So I think I was quite proud of that, but it was really Primrose's idea. So those are little moments of creative joy. I was trying to think of other like magic moments. So I have like moments when a song comes together, or when someone picks up a drum beat, or I learn like a new drum beat that I've really been struggling with, or like you're playing a gig and your band really gels, or like you hear that perfect harmony. These things like that make me cry with joy. When you hear someone singing really well, or like a really good riff or a lyric. So those are some creative moments of joy for me. I'm going to share two now. Me being creatively. So I probably am at my happiest when I'm on stage behind a drum kit. That's when I'm at my happiest, behind a drum kit. Obviously, that's not really that possible at the moment. And then just I've got a really specific magic moment, which this is a work one. It was a very specific moment when we've been playing this very famous rap tune, where the drums kick in and everyone in the room, like all the music leaders, all of us went, yes, like, this is amazing. So it's just a moment of absolute joy.
He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking out. Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Snap back to reality. Oh, the ghost gravity. Oh, the ghost gravity.
Just right there. Just that, when everything comes in, that's a moment, a little magic moment. Brings me great joy. Since March, everything has changed, and we've had to say like everything online. So for me, that's taking all our kind of music sessions, music making, meeting with musicians, everything online. And so a lot of my kind of moments of creative joy recently, or in the last kind of eight months maybe now, has been through like the co-creation and production of lots of digital content. And finding the time, which strangely I seem to have more time to develop my personal technical skills to do with kind of creating stuff that we can put out. So I've had to like personally really develop my practice and creative practice to try and make music online, as I'm sure we all have, with having to run sessions on Zoom, which has been challenging and massively frustrating, because it doesn't translate amazingly well to make that like hands-on music over Zoom, but we found ways of doing it. So it's also been like personally and professionally like quite rewarding. Yeah, so most of my creative moments have been at home and online, because we haven't been able to make music in the traditional methods, but we have grabbed them whilst we can. And like I said, I've been making lots of digital content with my groups and personally, and I've found lots and lots of moments of joy through doing that. So I have learned personally how to edit and put together like online gigs, which is something that I said I could do, and then I didn't know how to. And then I learned how to edit films, as we always do. I blagged that. But it worked, and I really enjoyed kind of putting together films, because it's not something that I would do normally. Like out of lockdown time, I would ask someone else to do that for me. But I said that I would do it, and I did do it, and I really enjoyed doing it. And then I really enjoyed watching it back, like when we streamed them. So we did two pre-recorded gigs over the summer, and watching that back was like so joyful. And I thought it would be really painful. Like I'd be sick of watching it because I'd spent hours editing it. And it didn't. I was like crying whilst I was watching it, because it was brilliant. You know, you could see all the work that we'd done during the term was all in this online gig. And it's a bit like childbirth. The pain of editing had passed me by, and I really enjoyed watching it with other people, and loads of people were commenting, and you know, there was an audience there, be it virtually. And so that was a really joyful highlight. Kind of working as a team as well, we all kind of brought our creative skills together to showcase the videos that we were working on, and working with the young people to make loads of different types of creative content has been really interesting and really enjoyable, because I've learned so much since March. It's crazy, really. And we've had to basically relearn how to run participative music making sessions in a completely different way, after spending 20 years learning how to get like loads of people in a room and them all involved. I've had to unlearn all that and do it completely differently. So I won't play too much. I've got a few examples that I wanted to show you. So I know Emma was saying about a session that you really enjoyed doing with Tramshed. I run a session with my colleague Ash at an organisation called Unique Kids and Co. And we've been running it for quite a while, and it's a great session, but we carried on running it on Zoom, and it's just the best thing. It was the best thing ever. It was like the highlight of our week. And this session in particular kind of translated really well to making music together on Zoom. So, and we made a little video of it.
Sarah! Well, everybody say it to Sarah!
2, 3, 4.
Hey there, Sarah! Hey there, Sarah! Hey there, Sarah! How are you today?
I'm feeling happy.
Hey.
I'm feeling happy.
Thumbs
2,
up.
3, 4.
I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy.
So we did it yesterday. We're back in the room now, and so the group are now teaching me and Ash sign language, and we're making another video for I'm Still Standing. So yesterday I was learning the Macatone for I'm Still Standing, and I've really been enjoying that. And that I have to say, probably the highlight of my past 6 months has been running that session and keeping it going. I had a few more. There was one collective moment of making music that we did together, which I might share a bit of a video, which was when our team managed to get together and make music together, which at the time, it was in June, I think, was the most exciting thing ever. And all the neighbours came out because we had to do it in the garden. But then I find that video quite emotive and sad as well, because it's got the contrast between like all the young people making music by themselves in their bedroom, and then the gigs that we used to do. So it's kind of like a contrast. I'm sure when we look back, it will evoke lots of memories. I was trying to think what keeps me on course to be creative, and I have to say, like, it's deadlines, or definitely setting aside some time for me to set myself new challenges. So I was saying that I've started trying to develop my music production skills this lockdown. So all those videos were from the summer, and then we kind of went back to delivering in person, and now we're in lockdown again. And whilst we're delivering in person, it just goes back to usual, and I find I have less time to do do creative stuff because you're running around more. But when we're in the house again, ironically, this second lockdown has given me more time to be creative again. So I've started revamping my music tech production skills, and I've been making my own tracks, relearning how to use GarageBand myself. And that's the first time I've done something, I think, creatively for myself in ages, like just sitting down and learning how to do something new. I think you forget how much joy you get from just learning a new skill and being able to create something. And one of Ant's questions was, do you feel guilty taking time to explore these moments? And I would normally feel really guilty. I would feel guilty about going to a rehearsal out of kind of school time, but this time when we've been working at home, aside from being distracted, which was another question, so I am very easily distracted by housework, or there's always something else to do rather than writing a song or picking an instrument up, I find, or reading a book. So I do find I'll do anything, find myself cleaning windows when I could be doing something far more creative, and I never clean windows. But I have found myself on occasion scrubbing a wall going, what are you doing? Just go outside. But I am feeling less guilty during this period of lockdown, strangely. I don't know whether I've got past the anxieties of the previous one. So I found more time, and I'm setting myself time to do these things. And my final kind of wrap up is, do I wish I had more time for moments of creative joy? Yes, I do, because it feeds my soul, and we're all incredibly busy. But I think it's really important to find the joy in the tiniest things. So like the leaves changing colour, I've really enjoyed. Like doing the same walk every day and seeing the woods at the end of my street change colour and go through the seasons, or the tree at the bottom of my garden that changes colour. And I do think, I've been thinking about this, been really good to reflect about my creative life, because often I find life just gets in the way. But I think if I'm not being creative, then I'm not complete. So it probably has a massive impact on my well-being and my mental health. Perhaps you don't realise it until you do something actively creative, maybe, and then you realise, oh my gosh, it makes me so much happier when I am being creative. I think it's really more important than ever now to try and do creative things, because you can immerse yourself in something, and it takes you away from the world that we're in at the moment, which can be quite horrific. So I think more than ever, it's important to be creative and try and find ways to immerse yourself in doing something for you.